the previous video, we talked about Excel filters and filtering by text values and numeric values. In this video, we want to talk about the Excel functions by using tables format. Using functions in the table has some advantage that I want to talk about these advantages today. Whenever you have a large data, if you use tables and then use formulas for manipulating and analyzing those data, you will have these advantages, and so it's very helpful. So the first advantage of the Excel tables for writing formulas in it is their names. As you remember, each table has a specific name. For example, if I want to write a formula here and I want to say, for example, summation of this column, I just can simply write the phrase from car double dot to car, and then close the parentheses, and it says, okay, you want to get the sum of the total sum of the column K. And by doing that, Excel will calculate the summation of this column. Now, writing here is the name of the range of the column, and in Excel, each range, for example, each cell has a name, and if I want to have multiple cells, I just need to name that range of the cells, which is by default is the first cells double dot until the last cell you want to get the summation. For example, B10 right now, because these cells contains text values, we cannot get summation, but I just want to show you that this is the name that we are using to refer to the cells A1 to B10. There is another way for saying that is by using Excel names. Excel names can be, we can assign names to whatever range we want by using the Excel name managers. However, beside of I telling you how we can assign the names to the cells and the range, by default, if you use tables will set the name to the specific range of that your table is has data. So if you want to, for example, get the summation of this table, you just need to refer that I want to get summation of this column of this table, and by its name. And it's how we can say that we can write the table name and opening the brackets, after that writing the column name, and then close the brackets. By doing so, this has the advantage that if I add something into my table, for example, if I add 100 value in my table, this 100 will automatically be added to this summation, because the range of the cell is increased, the value will be changed automatically. So this is the first advantage of using tables in the formulas. So for example, if I want to check that each of these cells in the total price is above the average, I can insert a column to the table, and in this column of the table I can write the formula, say that if this value, which is the total price of my table, if you notice when I write the formula in the table, I do not need to write the table name. However, if you write the formula outside the table, for example, like this, and then select cells in the table, it say that the cells data, which is the name of my table, open the brackets, add sign. This add sign specified that I just want one cell of this column. So if you write the formula outside the table, you need to name the table. But if you write the formula inside the table, you do not need to name your table, because Excel will understand that you want to use this table. But if you want to write a formula in the table and use another table, you need to write the table name. So I want to see if this value is above the average of this column. So I just need to write the formula. If you select all column, all 1 million or souls of will be included in the calculation of the average. I do not want to have that. I just want to need the column total price. Whenever the range is changed, I need the procedure to be changed. So I just need to exactly select the total price. If you come up by your mouse and select the car, the total column car will be selected. But if you come down a little bit and then select the total price column will be selected. So if the total price is above the average, I want to say that is, for example, true. And if it's not, I want to say that false. So when you press the enter button, you can see automatically Excel will recognize that you want to have this formula for all the cells in the table. And also whenever you add another value in this cell, for example 40,000, I want to add new value in this table, Excel will calculate this calculation column for me automatically. So this is another advantage. If you use just the range value for writing this formula, for example, if I come here and say, okay, if this value in this table is false, say that false, you do not need to write the false value in the double quotation, because Excel understood this is the logical value and it's not the text value. And if it's false, show me 0, and if it's not, show me 1. So if you press enter, you can see Excel will not automatically be filled in the other cells. So you need to drag this formula until the end of your table by yourself. So this is another advantage of the Excel table, that fill automatically the formula for other cells in my table range. And after that, if you enter another value, for example, if I enter another value here, automatically for table add this formula for me. But if you wrote this formula in the range, this will not be the case. So this is another advantage of formula in the Excel tables. The first one is autofill, and the second one is the updating formula for new cells in the table. So this is another advantage. For example, if you want to write a formula, and in this formula I want to sum up these two table columns. So for example, number of purchase plus total price. I want to enter that, it's automatically update all cells. For example, if I want to drag this value into the next column, if you see that Excel columns change automatically when I drag this value. That at first this value is summing these two columns. When I drag that, Excel automatically change the columns to these two columns. If you do not want to these columns be changed, you need to say to Excel that I do not want you to use the relative reference in the table, and you need to use absolute reference in the Excel formula in the table. So first, in the first formula you write, you need to remove the at sign in the open brackets. For example, if I cut this one in the open brackets, open another brackets, say the Excel column name that you want to have in your formula, and close the brackets, use double dot, open the brackets, and then you say the column name again. So this is how you can tell the Excel, and then close the brackets. So this is how you can tell the Excel that I want to have the absolute reference of my column. So if you press enter, and now if you drag this formula, you will see this column will be not changed, but this one use the relative reference, it's now changed. So when you come here and when you for example, I want to change the total price column into the absolute referencing in Excel columns, I just need to write the Excel column name in the open brackets and using double dot. So if I press enter, and now if I drag my formula into the next column, you can see nothing changed, and these two columns are fixed to the number of purchase and the total price. Double click on the end of my cell to say that use this formula for other cells of my table as well. And this is another thing that you need to remember when you're writing formula in the table or using the table names outside the table. So I guess this is it. In the next video, I want to talk about the conditional formatting. So until next video, goodbye. In order to watch more training videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diaco Ltd. And if you want to see our products, please visit our website, diaco.co.uk.